Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler, and you've arrived at day 69 of the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2019. Thank you so much for being with me today. It means so much to me that you guys are here. Today's tangle is Ok-Rah, or Okra, by Tallahassee CZT Liza Buckley. And you can find the step out on Tangle Patterns if you would like to take a look at it. I have done this once before in It's a String Thing challenge at Adele Bruno's site at Tickled to Tangle. And this is a really cool pattern. It does absolutely remind me of okra. Those that don't know, okra is a vegetable that we grow locally, especially in the South, where we slice it and fry it, pan fry it, and with a little bit of breading on it, and it's a really great Southern dish. So okra. All right, here we go. Okra is a grid tangle, and so it's done in a square grid, and it starts like this. What you're doing basically is drawing an arch across each of the corners, and I may approach it more in that way, doing the corners first, and then you are filling in the middles. So that is how we're going to start this. I'm going to walk you through one square first, and then we will do it in a grid. Okay, so she has got 6 seed shapes in here, and she sort of spaces them out. I think I'm going to do this in this manner. I suppose you could put more if you want. Sorry, that's not a very good example, but that is the next step. Then we are going to aura outside, each of these little half circle, semicircle, arches, curves, C strokes, whatever you want to call it. I think I hit most of your descriptive things there. And again, this is not a very good example, as per usual. Okay, still not a very good example, but that is the next step to make that outer aura. Then she has got something with the seed shapes here that I'm going to show you. She's got each side of these. It's like she adds a little line weight to the sides of each of these seeds right in the middle section. And I don't know if I'm doing this justice. She sort of puts a little hill, if you will, a little diva dance hump maybe, to the sides of each of these seeds. And depending on how big you're working, this is a little bigger than we usually work as if on a tile. So, but anyway, that gives you the concept of what we're going for, and I don't know if in a smaller grid this is going to be a challenge or not. We're going to find out here in a minute. Okay, so after this, then you're going to black this area. Okay, all the way around. I need to slow down, don't I? Take my time. Slow down, take your time, enjoy the blacking process. I have real problems with that. Okay, so all the way around blacking, and then the next thing is to make tiny little, well, if I can get this pen to work, tiny little hatch marks all the way around here. And I'm just going to follow toward the center as I go in each direction here. Actually, straight down from you see what I mean. I'm gonna shut up now. All right, in that fashion, yes. And the final step is to then put a little star shape that you make by Ok-Rah-ing the inside in this fashion. Okay. It looks like for shading, she has got this sectioned in that you can put some graphite down along here where your points are, and this will create some natural dips in the way that this looks. And once you get it in a grid, it's going to be really cool. So I think when I redraw this now, I'm going to make the seeds a tiny bit smaller. Let's find out. Let's try this in a grid. Now, my goal is going to be, and of course it doesn't have to, but for grid patterns, of course, it's nice if you can match them from square to square. So I think what I'm going to do when I get to my grid in the pattern, if I can fit 4 of these in there, I will. Let's see if I can move this light a little bit. Better, worse, can't tell. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do to handle this matching thing in the grid pattern is I'm going to start this in this fashion. Looks kind of funny, doesn't it? And then I'm going to go ahead and draw my corners and match those. See? If you do it in this way, everything's going to match. See there? Not the greatest, but it's much simpler than worrying about how do I match this going around. If you just section it up like that, then you've got it. Okay? Whoops, I forgot to, didn't I? Before, actually. Now we're cooking. Okay, and of course this grid in the pattern will be drawn with pen. So why did I put it in pencil? I don't know. So you're going to have this. Oops. Out of frame, of course. For your setup. Okay. Now I think for me, I'm going to do my outer Ok-Rah-ing in a similar fashion. Just going to go around in order. But where I'm coming together, I'm just going to match these going through. And again, I'm just doing a sloppy demonstration here. Apologize for that. But you guys see what I'm doing here, right? I'm making the aura and setup process standardized, if you will, across all of them. Just repeating as I go so that I have consistent lines that go from section to section. Yeah. Of course, this will be ink because you'll draw your grid in pen. But you see what I'm doing here, right? Then after you aura, you fit your seed shapes in. I think I'm going to and then that number, and that number. That was kind of sloppy. And put one more in here. Yeah. Then make this number. Now, you can really do what you want here. You could suggest some lines to your points, since you're going to shade there anyway if you want. You can black in this. You can add another aura in here and then black that. You can, of course, stipple this. Not like that, of course, but you could, really, you can do whatever. And if you want, you can leave the seeds out and just decorate it here. The sky's the limit here, guys. Ok-Rah. Let's put it in the pattern and see what I come up with, because it's going to be it's going to be a surprise, isn't it? Let's see. Ok-Rah. Let's put it in right here since the angle's right. Starting with the inner auras here for separation between the sections. Really does make a difference when you get all busy like this, doesn't it? Okay. Ok-Rah. So again, I'm going to incorporate these lines into this, and I think I'm going to divide this in this manner. And how many do I want here? Make these fairly squarish, but still pretty large size. And then we'll just hint at this one, parts of this one down here. Okay? So I'm going to do as I did before. Just hopefully more carefully. And you don't want this to be too perfect because, plants aren't. So, let's see. I'm going to sort of aura as I go here. That was creative. Well, sounds sounds good in theory, but it's a lot harder in the small, I tell you. It's going to make blacking it a lot faster, isn't it? Alright. Let's keep this one reasonably sized. Alright. Simba, not now, baby. Alright. So we're going to want to do these corners and aura them. I really like this tangle, not only because it reminds me of fried okra, but because it is fun. And I like the fact that it's a grid tangle, but it still has, still has sort of an organic feel, which is awesome. It's a good thing we're blacking that. So I think I'll put in my middle section and leave the last section on this to the imagination. Okay. Now, I think the seed shapes are going to suffer on here because we are working in a tiny area. So, I think I'm going to black this and then add my seeds. And there may be only 4 in each. Let's see what happens. So first I'm going to go through and carefully black in these spaces between the initial lines and the aura lines. And these don't have to match. You can go wild and crazy with them if you like. I'm just speaking to my inner, well, you know me. Oops, I should not have done that. Let's put the hint on that. Do it big, guys. Do it big. Whatever you do, do it big. My little boy says, live big. I had forgotten how black intense this was in grid form. Once you add this in, and you don't have to black this, you can leave it open, as it were. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with 4 seeds in the middle of this. Make them very small. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything in the middle of that or not. Okay, well, stuck in 6, that looks funny to me. Busy, busy. Well, these little these little hatch marks. Sorry. For some reason I switched into German there. If only that would happen when I'm trying to. That would be awesome. Okay. Okay. It is a pretty little grid, isn't it? Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see these enough to make this happen. Might just hint at it a little bit here and there. And then we'll see where we get with the shading. I don't know. Just pretend that's something else, guys. Okay. Since we don't have to worry about that middle section there, that'll be okay. See if we can do this. Yeah, that's okay. Getting better. Keep those seeds small. And I'm not even going to worry about that side stuff. When you're working this tiny, do what you can. I just think it really, I don't know. I don't know. I almost like it better without that, but trying to stay true to the pattern, so sort of made a mess of it. But you guys do as you will. To get that small, nobody's going to care. All right, here's what I want to do for shading. If I can find it again. I'm going to go ahead and do these. Well, let's try one. See what we think. That may be too small an area for that to work, which I think it is. So alternately, I'm thinking of putting graphite down here where the lines come together, where the grid lines are, basically. Shading along those. let's see. Oops, I didn't do my cross ones, did I? And this will darken even further these darker parts and put more emphasis on this middle stuff. And I might have come up too far on this. And I definitely think I will take my Mono Zero, lift this out, and I think I'll take out a little bit here. I think I overdid it there. But that is Ok-Rah, embellished to your little heart's contents. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 70. Oh my gosh, day 70 of our 100-day challenge. What in the world am I going to do without this once the next 30 days are over? I don't know, guys. Thank you so much for being with me today. You guys are the best. And to those of you who are watching and rewatching these videos and running the playlist in the background while you sleep, thank you. Oh my God, you are the best people ever. I love all of you. You are dear to me. Thank you so much, so much. And I will see you tomorrow.